Everyone thinks the Fossil Gen 6 Wellness is the affordable Wear OS shortcut, but here is the thing, it only makes sense if you know exactly where it shines and where it absolutely does not. The surprise is not the specs. It is how those specs behave in the real world, especially now that Fossil has stepped back from the smartwatch market. I wore the Gen 6 Wellness daily for 2 weeks, tracked 4 runs, 3 strength sessions, and 8 nights of sleep, paired to a Pixel and a Galaxy, and what I found flipped my expectations. The secret is understanding the trade-offs between its older Snapdragon 4100 Plus chip, solid smart features, and battery management tricks that most buyers miss. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already leaning yes and want the best current price, I dropped a link below. But stick around, because a couple of my test results will probably change how you use this watch on day one. Here is why I even tried this watch. My schedule is chaotic: early runs, midday meetings, evening gym, and I hate carrying my phone everywhere. I needed a wrist companion that handles calls, tap to pay, reliable notifications, basic fitness, and sleep tracking without feeling like a brick in bed. I have bounced between Fitbits for battery life, the Pixel Watch for smarts, and Garmin's for training, and each had a deal breaker. Fitbit's app is fine, but app ecosystem is thin. Pixel Watch is buttery smooth, but the battery anxiety is real. Garmin nails metrics, but Wear OS conveniences are missing. The Fossil Gen 6 Wellness promised a middle path. Wear OS 3 apps, voice, NFC payments, SpO2, VO2 max estimates, and quick charging in a lighter case with a comfy silicone band. Honestly, I was skeptical because the 4100 Plus platform is older and Fossil's update future is unclear. But I wanted to know if its day-to-day usability made the compromises worth it. Testing kicked off with setup and performance. Pairing through Fossil's app and Wear OS took about 7 minutes on my Pixel 8, 10 minutes on a Galaxy S23. Tiles loaded quickly, notifications mirrored instantly, and installing Spotify, Google Wallet, and Strava was straightforward. Around the UI, most swipes were smooth, but I saw micro stutters when stacking multiple notifications or switching between apps rapidly. Launching Spotify averaged 2.1 seconds, Google Wallet popped in under a second, opening the Wellness app took about 1.6 seconds. It is fine, not flagship level. But then I took calls on the wrist and the speaker mic combo surprised me. Indoors, callers rated clarity 810, outside next to traffic it dropped to 610 but was still usable. Tap to pay with Google Wallet worked on every terminal I tried. Battery next. With always-on display off, 24-hour heart rate, all-day notifications, 2 short calls, and a 30-minute GPS run, I ended most days around 28 to 35%. With AOD on, same usage, I was scrambling for a charger by bedtime. Sleep tracking with SpO2 scan on drained 12 to 15% overnight, with SpO2 off about 8 to 10%. The charger is fast, 0 to 80% took roughly 30 minutes, full charge around 50 minutes. But then I toggled Fossil's battery saver and wellness modes intelligently. AOD off, tilt to wake on, notifications pruned to essentials, SpO2 only on nights I felt under the weather. That pushed me to an honest day and a half, sometimes 2 light days, without feeling hobbled. Fitness accuracy was my make or break. For GPS, the watch's onboard tracking during 4 outdoor runs compared to a Garmin Forerunner 255. Distance was within 1.5 to 2.2% on city routes with mild tree cover, and pace smoothing was acceptable with occasional zigzags near tall buildings. Heart rate against a Polar H10 chest strap tracked well on steady runs. Average HR within 2 to 3 BPM, max HR within 4 to 6 BPM. But during hit intervals, wrist readings lagged spikes by about 5 to 10 seconds and sometimes overshot recovery by 3 to 5 BPM. VO2 max estimates landed close to Garmin's within 2 points after 3 runs, which is normal once the algorithm settles. Step counts were consistent with my phone and Garmin, usually within 3%. Good for general fitness, not for precision training. Smart features are where the Gen 6 Wellness quietly shines. Notifications are reliable and actionable. You can take calls, control music, download Spotify playlists offline, set timers, and use Google Maps turn by turn. NFC payments worked every time at grocery, gas, and coffee. There is swim-friendly water resistance, 3 ATM, so splashes and pool laps are fine. But then here is the catch. On Wear OS 3, there is no Google Assistant on this watch. Fossil integrates Amazon Alexa through the Fossil smartwatch app, which works for basic commands, but it is not as deeply woven into the OS as Assistant on Pixel Watch. If Assistant is a must-have, that is a stop sign. Here is the most surprising discovery. The Gen 6 Wellness is better when you treat it as a smart notifier with competent fitness, not a hardcore sports watch. After syncing roughly 25 hours of testing across multiple phones and workouts, the pattern was clear. The older Snapdragon 4100 Plus is not a deal-breaker for daily use thanks to Fossil's optimizations and fast charging. Battery life anxiety fades if you use the right toggles. The lighter case and silicone band make it a genuinely comfortable sleep tracker compared to chunky stainless watches. And despite Fossil stepping away from new smartwatch development in 2024, the current feature set still covers the daily essentials most people actually use, compared to alternatives. Pixel Watch 2 is smoother, offers ECG, fall detection, and likely better long-term software support, but costs more and still needs daily charging. Garmin Venue 2 or Venue 3 delivers multi-day battery and stronger training analytics but lacks the full Wear OS app universe and wrist-call polish. If you want a bargain Wear OS device with real-world usability, the Gen 6 Wellness hits that lane as long as you accept its ceiling. Now that you know the sweet spot, act accordingly. If this fits your use case, it is worth grabbing when it dips on sale because price swings are where this watch becomes a no-brainer. Link is in the description for the best current deal, and make sure your return window covers a full week of your routine. Bottom line, I recommend the Fossil Gen 6 Wellness for Android users who prioritize reliable notifications, tap-to-pay, wrist calls, offline Spotify, and casual fitness with decent accuracy. Skip it if you are a metrics-obsessed athlete, you need ECG or fall detection, you want Google Assistant on the wrist, or you demand 2-day battery with AOD on. It is not the newest, but it nails the daily basics. Treat it as a smart, everyday companion that happens to track workouts, not a training computer that happens to get your texts. That mindset makes this watch make sense.